This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
The universe is full of mysteries. Black holes, quantum physics, galaxies. On TikTok, millions of people are learning more about the universe around them every day. Scientists break down complex theories, demonstrate experiments, and connect dots between the cosmos and our daily lives. One scroll might reveal the concepts on the fabric of space-time, the next an optical illusion. It's discovery on a massive scale, where millions learn something new every day.
Introducing the all-new Mazda CX-5, featuring more connection.
Hey Google, where's the nearest Pilates class?
Safety that has your back. More discovery on the scenic routes. More passion in the details. And more control in changing weather. The all-new Mazda CX-5. More to move every side of you. See it in 5 films at MazdaUSA.com/5sides.
Google is a trademark of Google LLC. Sequences shortened and simulated.
I don't want to do a select. My name's Chuck. I don't want to pick out a select and do an intro for this one. I don't want to work. See, that was play acting, everyone. This is called How Temper Tantrums Work, and that was an example of a temper tantrum. This is from May 27th, 2014, and it was a good one. It was before I had a kid, and it really was instructive on how things were going to go once I did have a kid. But I got to tell you, I'm 5 years into this thing, and she's great. She rarely ever has thrown temper tantrums in her whole life. She can be a real pain in the butt, but she's never been a tantrum thrower. So I'm going to listen to this one again, actually, right along with you.
Welcome to Stuff You Should Know, a production of iHeartRadio.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh Clark. There's Charles W. Chuck Bryant. And again, we have our guest producer, Noel.
He's thrashing about on the ground, vomiting,
Yeah.
and screaming.
Capillaries bursting in his cheeks.
Yep.
All because we wouldn't give him a third pork chop.
Not true. Yeah, boy, temper tantrums are... I always feel so bad for the parents out in public, you know?
Oh, really? I always think, like, you screwed up your kid already.
See, you are so wrong. And we're about to dispel that.
Yeah, it's true.
Although I did see we're about to talk a lot about why it's not the parents' fault, but I did some extra research, and there are experts that say you can also be a bad parent, and that could lead to temper tantrums.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to blame parents, but you can definitely play a part.
And we as a society have said from this age to this age, temper tantrums are normal. And then after that, then apparently it's like the bad parenting really shines through.
Yeah.
And then they think like, yeah, there's some real problems this kid has, and it's largely because of bad parenting or a bad home environment or troubles during pregnancy,
right?
Like abuse, things like that.
Yeah.
That can all lead to temper tantrums that turn into something else.
Yeah.
After a certain age.
Yeah, this whole thing, it makes me kind of uncomfortable, but just parenting advice, period, is so like subjective and individual.
Yeah.
It's always feel like people shouldn't tell other people how to parent, but I also feel like there are probably some pretty good guidelines to parenting too. So
yeah, and if you go back and look at the history of parenting,
yeah,
like it wasn't too long ago that it was. It kind of seems to go in a cycle. Like in the 18th century, Rousseau, the great Enlightenment thinker, basically was one of the first to say, you know what, maybe kids aren't just miniature adults.
Right.
And like maybe childhood is like
differently.
something special. It's a time of development.
Right.
We should, become less parent-centric and more child-centric as far as parenthood goes.
Right.
And that really kind of sparked this different idea of, treating kids as kids rather than adults.
Yeah.
And then that was replaced later on by the whole like discipline and all that of the late 19th, early 20th century. And then that was replaced by the idea that kids, their childhood should be indulged, you know?
And then Rousseau said, boy, fetch me my feather. I need to throw up.
Is that from Fletch?
No. Fletch.
That's what came to mind.
No, I just thought it'd be funny,
I need to throw up.
The binging and purging back in the day. You'd eat till you can't eat anymore, then you stick a feather down your throat and vomit it up.
Supposedly the vomitoriums thing is a myth. Have you heard that? In Rome, ancient Rome, vomitoriums, they supposedly had places for that.
I haven't heard they were a myth, though.
Supposedly they're mythological, and not like the Minotaur, like a real myth.
Right.
Not like they want you to think it's a myth.
Gotcha.
Okay. So we're talking temper tantrums, and we've already kind of said that during a certain period of your life, they're normal. It's actually, you would be a weird kid if you didn't have a temper tantrum pretty frequently.
Not weird, but you would be in the minority for sure.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean you're weird.
Comparatively speaking, it means you're weird. So like from age 1 to age 3-ish, they basically say, have your temper tantrums. It's normal.
Yeah, between 50 and 80%, if you want a statistic, of 2 to 3 year old boys and girls have at least one tantrum per week, and 20% have a tantrum every day.
Yeah, those kids are fun.
Between those years.
Yeah. And then there was another study from the University of Minnesota that found even higher rates.
Go Gophers.
91% of children in this study between the ages of 30 months and 3 years had a tantrum on a weekly basis.
Right. So it happens. If you had a kid, you've probably had it happen. If you don't have kids yet, it will happen to you.
And if you have a kid that doesn't have tantrums, they're weird.
No, you're just lucky.
Yeah, you are pretty lucky.
I wasn't a tantrum thrower.
I'm sure I was, but I think I was a pretty good kid.
Yeah, I'm not saying it never happened with me, but I was pretty chill.
Yes.
Out of the gate.
Yeah, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law lucked out. They have a good kid who's like more hard on herself than like they are on her.
That's the best. Self-regulating kids.
Yeah, she's good. And she's like right in the age too, and she's very good.
So she's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird in all the best ways.
In all the right ways.
Yeah.
The good news is by the time they reach 4 or 5, you should be seeing a large drop-off or complete cessation of these tantrums.
Yeah. And the reason why we say the age, that there is an age for this to end, is because we finally figured out that the mechanisms involved in temper tantrums.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's not just my kid's a pain in the butt or he's in a bad mood or he's spoiled. There's brain activity that is causing this to happen.
Yeah, specifically in the prefrontal cortex, or we should say there's a lack of activity in the prefrontal cortex, which is the last part of the brain to evolve.
Yeah, like up until your 18th birthday, your prefrontal cortex is still evolving.
Right.
Yes.
And developing is, I think, what we mean.
Yes. Yes, we do.
We both said evolve. But it's true. I mean, the Victorians used to think that if you looked inside an egg, you would see the animal, that species, go through its full evolution, that was its process of development.
Oh, really?
And it kind of makes sense to an extent, especially if you think of the brain. Like, I'm sure the brainstem is the first part of the brain to be constructed in utero.
You think?
And then it goes all the way, like, after birth, your brain's still developing. And it's probably the most sophisticated regions of the brain that take the longest to develop.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So the Victorians were right all along.
About throwing up. All right. Well, should we talk about what the tantrum? There was a doctor who clearly has some masochistic tendencies because he did a study in which he rigged toddlers with microphones.
He's the temper tantrum specialist. He's like the guy.
He's definitely a masochist.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying God bless this guy because it is not fun work to record and analyze audio tapes of temper tantrums over and over and over.
Yeah.
But that's what he did, and he did find some patterns. First of all, they only last a few minutes. Parents, it might seem like an eternity there in Target while your kid is like buried in the clothes rack screaming, but it's only going to be a few minutes. And then 10 minutes later, your kid has just probably forgotten about it.
Right.
Even though you have not.
Yes. He also found that based on the types of sounds that the kids made, they can basically be classified as sad sounds and angry sounds.
Yeah.
And he found that, his name's Michael Potegal, and Potegal found that rather than one giving into the other, leading into the other, they're pretty much simultaneous. And then once the anger, it's basically you have sadness all along, and then it's overlaid with anger. And then once the anger subsides, all that's left is sadness. And now the healing can begin, because when kids are sad, they want to be comforted, so they go to you,
Sure.
the parent.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And then the temper tantrum can subside.
Yeah, and he broke it down into three stages. You got your yelling and screaming. You've got your physical actions, which is what we talked about, like throwing yourself on the floor, and that's what you typically think of, like kicking and screaming.
Right.
And then, or biting. And then you've got your whimpering and whining, which is the third and saddest stage
Right.
to witness.
Yeah.
Because the kid is just played out at this point, and it is really sad.
Yeah, and Portugal also found that if the kid goes straight into the physical stage,
Yes.
the tantrum is even shorter
Yeah.
lived, I think because they tax themselves more quickly.
Yeah, that makes sense. And these, we talked earlier about Noel's tantrum before we came in and how his face is flush. That is something that can happen. If they are screaming loud enough, they can pop blood vessels in the face and capillaries, and they can induce vomiting. It can get like really serious and violent and disturbing.
Inducing vomiting.
Is that funny to you?
Wouldn't you just be like, you stupid kid, what is wrong with you? You just screamed until you threw up.
Yeah, I think that's a good approach.
Well, I mean, you don't say
He'll
it,
probably
but
respond
you
to that.
certainly think it.
All right, so back to the
Yeah, you stupid kid.
back to the prefrontal cortex. We said it develops very, I don't know about slowly, but it develops over the course of your life until you're about 18. But it doesn't even start to till you're 4.
Right. And they think the reason why, or not necessarily the reason why, they think because of this malleability and plasticity in the prefrontal cortex, we are able to acquire language skills as humans. So it's kind of a trade-off.
Right.
Because while we can acquire language skills while our PFC is developing, we don't have the emotional stability
Right.
that we have later on in life with the fully developed PFC, because the prefrontal cortex is in charge of regulating our emotional stability.
Yeah.
And basically saying like, whoa, it's the Joey part of the brain.
Right. So your kid doesn't have the Joey part of the brain yet.
Yeah.
There is, since you brought up language, there's a conflict between what the kid can understand and then relay back to you at that age. Like they may be able to understand what you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
But they can't speak the words yet. So you've got a really frustrated kid because it can't get out what it wants to say.
Right.
And then you've got the prefrontal cortex not doing anything yet.
Right. It's not putting the brakes on.
Yeah, so that is a tantrum. I mean, that's a recipe for a tantrum.
And why don't you stew on that for a minute while we take a message break? Because that was some heavy stuff.
Stuff you should know.
Hey everybody, I want to talk to you a little bit about Tide Evo because it represents over 10 years of innovation and product development. Tide Evo is a first-of-its-kind technology where tens of thousands of minuscule fibers are spun together to form a 6 times powerful layer packed with scrubbers, brighteners, pre-treaters, and fresheners. And that's going to deliver a breakthrough clean that's so powerful it feels like magic.
Yeah, it is kind of like magic. Tide Evo is revolutionary. A 100% concentrated, waterless laundry tile that's made of compressed microfiber soap layers rather than liquid or powder. And it's not like pods or sheets because it uses 6 layers of detergent fibers to deliver superior cold water cleaning without plastic packaging of any kind. And it provides a mess-free, lightweight solution that dissolves lickety-split. So whenever you run into a laundry challenge, turn to Tide Evo. It's revolutionary. It's magic. Try new Tide Evo. Real laundry magic.
Everyone knows winter is the real mess maker. You don't need WeatherTech floor liners for summer unless you hit the beach and half the beach ends up back in your car, or the campsite dirt ends up in your trunk. Then you'd want a cargo liner, or a road trip goes sideways, lemonade spills, ketchup goes rogue, ice cream drips. Yeah, you'd be pretty happy about those WeatherTech seat protectors. So just to be clear, as the mud you're inevitably going to step in this summer, you don't need WeatherTech unless you plan on doing summer. Visit WeatherTech.com today.
Spectrum Business keeps businesses of all sizes connected seamlessly with fast, reliable internet, advanced Wi-Fi, phone, TV, and mobile services.
That's right. And Spectrum Business offers 100% U.S.-based customer support 24/7 to help you stay up and running. And they offer tailored connectivity solutions with packages built for your business budget.
Yeah, so it's no wonder millions of business owners rely on Spectrum Business to keep them connected. Visit spectrum.com/business to learn more. Restrictions apply. Service is not available in all areas.
On eBay, every find has a story. Like if you're looking for a vintage band tee, not just a tee, the band tee from the last show your favorite band ever played. You wore it everywhere. Then your girlfriend started wearing it, which was cute, until she dumped you and took it with her, which was not so cute.
Yeah, well, anyway, now you're on eBay. And there it is. Same tee from the same tour. Still living in your memory, rent-free forever.
See, the things you love have a way of finding their way back to you. But eBay isn't just for getting whatever your ex-boyfriend or girlfriend stole back, right?
No, it's also for that rare championship foul ball you caught, then heroically gave to the kid next to you. And where else are you going to find your first car? The one you wish you'd never sold. But now, finally get the chance to take it back home. For good this time.
So shop eBay for millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Stuff you should know.
Okay, so we're back. We just talked about the prefrontal cortex, and you, Chuck, just explained what a temper tantrum is.
Yeah.
Because we all have, like, moments of frustration.
Oh, sure.
We all have times when, like, we act out a little bit, like, you know, this light bulb is supposed to work. Psh,
right.
You know, that kind of thing.
Or road rage. That's an adult temper tantrum.
Exactly.
You know?
But we have prefrontal cortexes. We've been socialized to feel embarrassed for acting out. If you took that away and shrunk us down by several feet, you would have what's a normal temper tantrum in kids.
Yeah, and we also should point out that the fight or flight kicks in too. A big shot of cortisol happens.
Right.
And so everything is just messed up. Like, it's a wonder your kid doesn't have more of these.
Right.
When you think about this.
So that frustration does trigger cortisol. It triggers norepinephrine.
Yeah.
Your fight or flight syndrome or response is kicked into high gear. And again, you have nothing to put the brakes on all of this.
Yeah.
What's interesting is some of the physical signs that the fight or flight response is kicked in are also signs that your kid's about to have like a major meltdown.
Yeah.
Things like your breathing, flushed skin,
sweating,
pupils dilated,
drooling and spitting.
Yeah. All of these things where if like you see your kid starting to do that, you just be
Calling
like,
The Exorcist.
It's gonna blow.
Yes, and the reason they stop or at least taper off by the ages of 4 and 5 is because the Joey part of your brain starts to work, and the kid can now talk to you, and all of these things kind of undo. And the kid's like, that was the problem, because they can now tell you that.
Right.
I couldn't talk.
Yeah. It smelled like chili dogs all the time.
And I just couldn't tell you that.
Yeah.
And my PFC wasn't working, so what am I to do?
Just go berserk.
Exactly.
The thing is like, yes, your kid is going to likely age out of this. If your kid doesn't age out of it, then perhaps it's time to consult a specialist, say around 5-6 years of age, usually 6, I think. But along the way, you can help your kid have fewer temper tantrums, have less severe temper tantrums, and basically just be a better human being in general by how you, as the parent, address the temper tantrums.
By telling them they're dumb for just throwing up
No,
because they got so upset?
You think that in your head.
Okay.
You don't say it out loud or else you're a terrible parent. If you think it, you're fine.
Okay.
No, the number one thing you want to do prior to temper tantrums is giving the kid a schedule.
Yeah.
Because apparently a lot of the temper tantrums come from a fear that that they're not going to get food,
sure,
or they're not going to get held,
yeah,
or attention, or whatever. If they're on a schedule, they'll know that it's coming. And if they start to freak out, you can say, "Of course your goldfish are coming. It's almost 2 p.m.
Right.
Settle down, you little goldfish junkie."
Yeah, and I know they stress scheduling a lot with kids with like Asperger's and autism, but it's a big deal, period. you should get your kids on a schedule. Kids like knowing what to expect. They don't like curveballs.
If you have to make your own bowl of cereal at age like 2,
yeah,
the parent needs to take some time and figure out what's going wrong here.
Yeah, with water.
Yeah.
Remember that? What was that, Fridays?
Yeah.
When they didn't have milk.
Yeah, that's funny that you said that because I just remembered yesterday what a good movie Friday is.
Oh, yeah. It was really funny.
It's wonderful.
Okay, so get your kids on a schedule.
That's a big one. This is preventing
yes
temper tantrums.
And that's regular sleep, regular feeding, regular interaction, any kind of thing they can rely on is going to help like chill your kid out and get them stable.
And remember, one of the bases of temper tantrums is frustration.
Yeah.
And one way around that is to give your kid, make them feel empowered.
Yeah, I like this bit of advice. I thought that was spot on.
So like in this article, I think Conger says if your kid hates putting shoes on, basically distract them by saying, hey, big boy, do you want to wear your duck boots or your cowboy boots?
Yeah.
You choose.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Yeah, it's sort of like heading them off at the
simpleton.
pass.
You still have to wear shoes, but you get to choose which ones.
Yeah, I've heard that's a pretty common thing because a lot of kids don't want to get dressed when they should or put on their shoes when they should. And a lot of parents now are like letting their kids dress themselves.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah,
you
but
look around.
I know, and I think it's great and fun to see little kids walking around in these crazy outfits that they clearly picked out.
It's like
I love it.
It's like mini mental asylums all let out. It's like the Reagan era all over again, but for kids.
I think it's awesome. Okay, so empowering choices. Great advice.
So, okay, you've taken these steps to avoid it. It's still not going to... Your kid's still going to have a temper tantrum. It's just... You can expect it. It's inevitable. So when a temper tantrum happens, here's the hard part. You have to stay calm.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently the advice du jour from parenting experts and psychologists is ignore it.
Yeah, this is not us talking.
No.
We've researched this, and they say to try and ignore it. They say that is the quickest way to put an end to that particular tantrum. If they're not getting the attention, then they will quit sooner.
Yeah, and
that's what they say.
So long as they're not hurting themselves or other people or destroying property.
Yeah.
If they're just screaming and being a brat, basically, is what it amounts to, then ignoring it is the best course of action.
Yeah.
The reason why is if you say you are like, oh, I know you feel so bad, and you pick them up and you hug them and everything, you're giving your kid positive reinforcement. Yeah. You're saying, hey, scream your head off, and I will pick you up and rub your back and comfort you. You don't want to do that. You want to remain neutral and basically not associate this thing with anything during it.
That's what I would do, especially in public. It'd just be like, man, whose kid is that?
Right. I'm going to go over here and eat a box of Nutri-Grain bars by myself while this little kid finishes up.
And I'll just pay for it at the register with an empty box, and it's all good.
Yeah. And a sense of shame.
The other reason, and we're joking around here, this is if someone, like, I have friends who have had big trouble with this, and it's not a laughing matter. It's really a lot of stress on a family.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Yeah, we joke because that's just what we always do.
I'm the guy in the grocery store who gets to go, see you later. Good luck.
Another reason not to, like they say, to muffle that is because there could be other underlying causes like hearing problem or vision impairment that you won't notice if you're not just like, if you got the kid buried in your chest.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like you want to ignore it, let it run its natural course.
But watch it.
Out of like the side of your eye, Yeah. Because you don't want them, you really don't want them to think you're paying any attention to them at all.
Right.
And apparently, when that's done, it just runs its course and it's over with. And like we said earlier, the kid forgets even what was bothering him or her.
Yeah.
A few minutes afterward.
Yeah. What you really don't want to do is punish the kid or reprimand the kid in the middle of a tantrum or right after a tantrum because it's a natural thing. It's going to happen. That is not a healthy approach to getting your child to not do something because they're 2 and 3 years old.
Yeah.
And to be punished for something that they don't understand is that's not going to help anything.
Sure. So what you do want to do is after a meltdown has taken place and things are calm again, you want to take some time to explain to the kid basically what went wrong or what they didn't do. Let's say it's over the shoes again.
Right.
They've just told you, we need to talk about shoes again.
Right.
Now that things are calm, we have to talk about shoes because I just had a meltdown about it.
Yeah.
So now that they're calm, you have to say you need to wear shoes because they protect your feet from all of the terrible stuff that you can step on.
Yeah.
That's why you have to wear shoes and put them on when I tell you to, and it's time to leave. So
Try and
you're
trick your kid
explaining it to them.
into understanding the value of shoes.
Right. In a very understandable 2-year-old way.
Sure.
Apparently you don't want to moralize it and say, you better not pitch a fit when I tell you to put your shoes on.
Yeah, this happens every morning.
Right, that doesn't help.
It doesn't help. And if your kid the next day says, well, I want to pick out my shoes today, Mom, because they protect my feet.
Then you get a toy.
Yeah, you get a toy.
A big Playmobil box set.
Well, depending on how much money you have, you could at least give them positive reinforcement and a cookie. Or a pat on the head.
You could also get a knockoff Bloodmobile box set. That's fine. The kid doesn't know. He's 2.
We got so many knockoff toys growing up.
Have you seen that gallery of knockoff toys that I made?
It's great.
If you have not seen it, go check it out on StuffYouShouldKnow.com.
I think I had a few of those.
Did you really?
Yeah, I mean, my parents were teachers. We weren't like poor, but we didn't, there were 3 kids. We didn't all get everything we wanted, you know. Like I wanted the BMX mongoose, and I got the Sears goose.
Right.
I wanted Pong. Again, Sears. I got the Sears
what's
version.
Ping?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Knights of the Round Table.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah, but I didn't
a polo.
Suffer. Look at me.
You?
Yeah, I never had brand name clothes.
Yeah.
Unless they had, like a button missing or the collar was misshapen or something.
Again, I don't think I can stress enough how awesome that gallery of beloved knockoffs of beloved toys that we made that's on our site is. It's great.
Yeah, we'll repost it, but you should definitely look under galleries and StuffYouShouldKnow.com.
There's some real misses.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I remember going to plenty of stores as a kid and being told I could pick out a toy, but it was like something Liquidators.
Yeah.
Like, what is this thing?
Did you have any rich kid friends?
Yeah, they weren't like rich kids, but yeah, there were some whose like parents were like lawyers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I had one particular that I was always just so like, his house was so cool. It was like a modern house. And back then I'd never seen a modern house. And he had, the green machine and a television and horses and a trampoline and a pool and a go-kart and a motorcycle. Dude, he had everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look at him now.
He's super successful and wealthy.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, good for him. His parents raised him right.
They did. Okay, so we're going to hit what you touched on earlier of when you might have a problem that's a little deeper than your average temper tantrum. And they say 3 or more tantrums per day that last more than 15 minutes could qualify as what is now called, in the new DSM-5, disruptive mood dysregulation disorder.
That depends. That depends on the age too. So there's a big hubbub over this, right?
Yeah, because it was just added to the new DSM in 2013.
Yeah.
A new disorder.
Yes, and basically it turns temper tantrums into a mental illness. Like, pure and simple. If you are over age 6...
Yeah, between 6 and 10.
Yeah, and you have that number, what was it? 3 per day that last 15 minutes or more.
Yeah, or it says here 3 or more for 1 year. So I think there's a couple of criteria.
Yes.
But anyway.
Then you are eligible for antipsychotic medications.
Yeah.
And all other manner of prescription drugs, even though you're 6.
Yeah, and critics are saying there's not enough data on this to create a new diagnosis. Like some critics are saying you shouldn't have done this at all. Proponents are saying, no, this will actually help because kids are being diagnosed as bipolar at 6, and this will prevent that. So it's a little awkward right now.
But it's funny that they bring up bipolar because when they expanded and basically created children's bipolar disorder, pediatric bipolar disorder is what it's called. When they expanded that, there was a 40-fold spike in diagnoses. And
Yeah.
as a result, the antipsychotic prescriptions for kids aged 2 to 5 doubled between 2000 and 2007. So there's a definite trend of anytime a new disorder is identified or described in
Everyone's
the
like,
DSM.
I've got that, or my kid has that.
My kid has that. He won't shut
Yeah.
up. Can you give him some antipsychotics, please?
Yeah.
And the psychiatrist says, sure,
Right.
because he has this, because he fits this criteria.
Yeah, it's definitely been a controversial addition to the DSM, as are many additions to the DSM.
Sure.
But that's not to say that there isn't a larger issue at work, because some of the times there is. So they want to teach you as parents to monitor. Maybe don't like go put them on psychotropic drugs, but maybe monitor them after the age of 4 and see how violent they are and how long they last. And are they trying to injure themselves or others? Are they holding their breath and feigning? Like, how severe is it?
Which is a thing, breath holding spells.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently the understanding of that now, though, is that kids don't necessarily hold their breaths on purpose. Like, it just kind of happens to them.
Oh, they forget to breathe?
They get so worked up that they forget,
Wow.
and faint. And apparently when your kid does that, it freaks parents out.
Oh, sure.
And then kids learn that if they hold their breath or even threaten to hold their breath, they'll get what they want.
Right.
But apparently, if your kid holds his or her breath or it's held for them,
Yeah.
when they faint, their normal breathing will take over again.
Right.
And as a parent, you can kickstart the whole process by blowing air into their mouth. It almost like tickles their breathing mechanism.
Really?
To take back over normally again, even though they fainted. And the advice is that I read that if your kid is feigning from holding his or her breath during a tantrum, you can't let that alter your parenting skills.
Like how you react to it?
Yeah.
Huh.
You can't be held hostage by it.
Man, that's so challenging.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Because your kid faints.
Sure.
It's bad news.
Yeah, I mean, hats off to that's like going back to the shark again. Good luck remembering to punch the shark in the nose while you're being attacked.
Yeah. But that is a criteria. If your kid is doing this now and it's new and they're like after age 4 and their tantrums are increasing rather than decreasing, these are all red flags for, okay, this may be abnormal and let's see what's going on. The first step isn't necessarily taking your kid to a psychiatrist for drugs. You can also do a self-survey of your house. Like, is there a new step parent? Did we move recently?
Am I an alcoholic and do we always fight?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It happens where parents think, oh, like kids, you know, they don't understand what's going on. We keep the fighting away from them. But they understand, and they pick up on body language and emotional cues that you don't think are there.
Yeah.
And they're little sponges, and that could be a reason. Did you mention maybe if you've moved?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I think I said moved.
Yeah.
Did his best friend get a better bike than him recently?
Right.
You need to go get that bike then, too.
But the point is to not be freaked out by isolated incidences past the age of 4, because they happen, and it's not atypical. You just need, and if your kid has a problem with this, as parents, you probably have a plan in place. Like, you're not just reacting to each incident. Like, you get together and you huddle and be like, all right, we have an issue because little Timmy is a nightmare, and so how are we going to deal with this? And let's stick to it.
And if little Timmy also is breaking your Hummel figurines all the time now,
then good, because those are awful.
Well, that's actually it can be a sign, but it's not necessarily a sign.
Right.
For example, there was a study that had a pretty decent population size from 2007. It researched temper tantrums among 279 preschoolers, almost 280 preschoolers.
Wow.
And they found that kids who are considered healthy were less likely to become violent, self-injurious, destructive, or verbally combative, like during their temper tantrums. But it's also been found that around 20% of, quote, mentally stable preschoolers will still become, one of these unhealthy things during a temper tantrum from time to time.
Right.
It's not like, there goes a Hummel figurine.
Right.
We have to go to the psychiatrist now.
Or if your kid, like, rips the head off their Barbie in a violent way, that might be disturbing to you.
But that is about as normal American behavior as has ever been generated by a child.
Yeah, if your kid is
being mean to animals, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Because that is, it's not a good sign, and it's certainly you want to stop any kind of like violent aggression toward humans or animals.
Yeah.
Like that's not like, oh, let's just see how this plays out.
Yeah.
You want to get in there, take care of business.
Yeah.
In the right way.
Stuff you should know.
Hey, everybody. I want to talk to you a little bit about Tide Evo because it represents over 10 years of innovation and product development. Tide Evo is a first-of-its-kind technology where tens of thousands of minuscule fibers are spun together to form a 6 times powerful layer packed with scrubbers, brighteners, pre-treaters, and fresheners. And that's going to deliver a breakthrough clean that's so powerful it feels like magic.
Yeah, it is kind of like magic. Tide Evo is revolutionary. A 100% concentrated, waterless laundry tile that's made of compressed microfiber soap layers rather than liquid or powder. And it's not like pods or sheets because it uses 6 layers of detergent fibers to deliver superior cold water cleaning without plastic packaging of any kind. And it provides a mess-free, lightweight solution that dissolves lickety-split. So whenever you run into a laundry challenge, turn to Tide Evo. It's revolutionary. It's magic. Try new Tide Evo. Real laundry magic.
Everyone knows winter is the real mess maker. You don't need WeatherTech floor liners for summer unless you hit the beach and half the beach ends up back in your car or the campsite dirt ends up in your trunk. Then you'd want a cargo liner, or a road trip goes sideways, lemonade spills, ketchup goes rogue, ice cream drips. Yeah, you'd be pretty happy about those WeatherTech seat protectors. So just to be clear, as the mud you're inevitably going to step in this summer, you don't need WeatherTech unless you plan on doing summer. Visit WeatherTech.com today.
Stuff you should know.
So you raise your kid, you get them out of the terrible twos. Age 4 comes along, and all of a sudden they're like talking to you and making sense and expressing themselves.
Right.
They're able to settle themselves down. They're just human beings. You made it out of the woods until the teenage years come.
Yep, and then it starts all over again.
Yes, and it starts all over again for the same reason. The prefrontal cortex undergoes a new round of development during puberty from age about 11 to 18. And as a result, the emotional breaks that are provided by that region of the brain are lost again for several years.
Yeah, and it's also similar in that teenagers might not feel like they can express themselves, even though, like, as a toddler, you literally can't talk.
Yeah.
But as a teen, parents just don't understand. That's the old adage.
Right.
And you've got the hormones, and you've got new things happening to your body, and you've got new things happening in your heart for, the little girls and little boys. You start feeling those feelings, and it's confusing, and it's just, it's all happening all over again. All these things you don't understand and can't express, and then you've got your prefrontal cortex not helping you out, and that's why you're going to see the same, similar behaviors at least.
It's basically Temper Tantrums, the sequel.
Yeah. And it may not manifest itself the same way. They may not be on the floor, like kicking and screaming and vomiting, but they may rampage through your house and slam the doors and scream and yell, and they'll grow out of that, though.
And again, if they don't, then psychiatry's there to back you up with some diagnoses and pills. There's oppositional defiant disorder.
Yeah.
Which is basically, it sounds like temper tantrums that, it sounds like temper tantrums, basically. The same thing.
Yeah, this study from University of San Diego was pretty interesting, I thought. They studied kids between the ages of 10 and 22. That's not a kid, by the way. And between 11 and 18 years old, during that window, the speed that they identified emotions indicated by facial expressions dropped by 20%. So between 10 and 18, if you're like, your kid can't even look at your face and read your emotional cues. Like, that's how out of it they are.
Yeah. Teenagers.
Like, I couldn't even tell Dad was mad at me.
Yeah.
Because the wires aren't connecting upstairs.
Yeah. And apparently the prefrontal cortex is also involved in regulating behavior.
Yeah.
Which explains why teenagers are prone to like risk taking.
Well, yeah, because if the prefrontal cortex isn't doing the job, then I think the amygdala takes over, and the amygdala is not a good thing to be running your emotions.
Running the show?
No, not emotionally.
So, you got anything else you want to talk about that girl from Milledgeville?
Yeah, go ahead. I didn't actually read that part.
There was a girl who, in 2012, at the age of 6, was arrested and taken to the police station from her kindergarten class because the temper tantrum she threw was so bad.
She was wrecking her kindergarten class.
She was taken to jail for a temper tantrum.
Like knocking over bookcases onto the principal.
Yeah, and injuring the principal.
Yeah.
And she apparently was just on a rampage. And the cops took her to jail, didn't book her, process or anything, but I'm sure scared the daylights out of this little girl.
Yeah.
And the school said she can't come back the rest of this year.
Yeah. She's disinvited.
Yeah. Luckily, it was in April, so I imagine there was only a couple months left of school. Still.
Yeah, so we hope she's doing better.
Sure.
We won't say her name. He didn't say her name, did he?
Nope.
The article does, which I thought was slightly irresponsible.
Well, she was a news item.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't want to be in the news, little girl.
Right, let that
Don't
be
turn
the
over a
other
bookcase.
lesson to you. That's it.
All right.
If you want to learn more about temper tantrums, you can procreate and have a kid and then see it firsthand.
That's right.
You can also, before you do that, if you want to find out if you're interested in that kind of thing, type in temper tantrums in the search bar at howstuffworks.com and it'll bring up this article. And I said search bar, which means it's time for listener mail.
I'm going to call this positive amnesia. Hey, guys, nearly 5 years ago, I was in Portland, Oregon. I was in a near-fatal motorcycle wreck that not only knocked my brain around in my full-face helmet, but also shattered my pelvis, broke 2 ribs, 2 vertebrae, left wrist, right thumb, left collarbone.
You guys just showing off.
I know. Evil Knievel. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks, but only remember bits and pieces of the last few days of my stay, though I was mostly awake the whole time. The doctors told me that I had a nearly 2-week gap in my memory, and it was a combination of shock and medically induced amnesia. I learned a lot about the different kinds of amnesia from your show in ways that my team of doctor never took the time to explain me.
Yeah.
But I didn't... You're like, yeah, that always happens. But I didn't hear you mention any positive effects of memory loss. Through my memory loss, though my memory loss did not prevent severe PTSD after the incident, I think it has ultimately helped me be less afraid of red light running Land Rovers.
I think we did mention that that was one positive effect of it, I thought.
Did we?
I think so. Maybe not.
Well, if we're not, then we're glad that Adrian wrote in. He said, also, I don't have the additional trauma of remembering the numerous surgeries and operations. Your podcast made amnesia sound confusing and scary, which it is, but I'm living proof that sometimes it's best if you don't remember.
Well, thanks a lot, Adrian. We're glad you are doing okay.
Yeah, be careful, man. Watch out for those Land Rovers.
Yeah, red light running Land Rovers.
Hope that dude got in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got nothing else.
If you want to let us know about, if you want to fill in the gaps on our memories, something we left out of an episode, we always want to hear that kind of thing. You can go on to stuffyoushouldknow.com and check out our social links, and you can also send us a good old-fashioned email. Wrap it up, spank it on the bottom with some good old country goodness, and send it off to stuffpodcast@iheartradio.com.
Service opens doors, and at American Military University, it can open doors for the whole family. If you have a loved one who served in the military, you may qualify for reduced tuition. AMU offers flexible online programs designed to fit your schedule, so you can keep moving forward wherever life takes you. Learn more at amu.apus.edu/military. Open doors to the future for you and your family with the help of American Military University.
Everyone knows winter is the real mess maker. You don't need WeatherTech floor liners for summer unless you hit the beach and half the beach ends up back in your car or the campsite dirt ends up in your trunk. Then you'd want a cargo liner, or a road trip goes sideways, lemonade spills, ketchup goes rogue, ice cream drips. Yeah, you'd be pretty happy about those WeatherTech seat protectors. So just to be clear, as the mud you're inevitably going to step in this summer, you don't need WeatherTech unless you plan on doing summer. Visit WeatherTech.com today. When it comes to small business, people want to talk to people, not bots, not voicemail. Your customers or clients want a real human connection, and that's exactly what they get with Ruby. Ruby is the virtual receptionist company that takes care of your callers when you're unavailable, in the middle of something, or just don't want to pick up. They can answer, screen, and transfer calls, as well as take messages, collect payments, book appointments, and more, all while saving you time and making the people you serve feel special. It's available 24/7, 365 days a year, and is 100% based in the U.S. See how it works at ruby.com, or better yet, give them a call at 844-900-RUBY.
The next time you end up with something on your shirt, don't turn to your usual detergent. Check out Tide Evo. Tide Evo represents over 10 years of innovation in product development. It's a revolutionary 100% concentrated waterless laundry tile made of compressed microfiber soap layers rather than liquid or powder. It's not pods and it's not sheets. It uses 6 layers of detergent fibers to deliver superior cold water cleaning without plastic packaging. It's mess-free, lightweight, and dissolves quickly. Try new Tide Evo. Real laundry magic.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.